Hello and welcome back to the Rapid Rural Transformation documentary. Today's guest is Sunil Naik, and we talk a little bit about his story, his background, and why he joined the Rapid Rural Transformation project. Enjoy the conversation with Sunil. Hello, Sunil. Welcome to the Rapid Rural Transformation documentary. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi Jens. Thank you so much. And how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Really looking forward to talk and learn about your story.
Yeah, me too. It's very inspiring that you are a part of this.
So before we go into the Rapid Rural Transformation project and what it is about for you and so on, tell us a little bit about who are you and what is your story?
Yeah. So I graduated from an institution called IITs, Madras, and it's one of the premier technology colleges here in India. I graduated from there in 2001 and then from computer science. Then I joined the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. I joined there as a scientist, a missile scientist. I worked there for 2 years, from 2002 to almost 2005. And from a missile scientist, there was a switch. I became a cop. We have an exam, a very premier exam called Civil Services. I wrote that exam, and I joined a service called Indian Police Service.
Hmm.
So I'm explaining this because it's very different kind of policing system here than there. So here we even join at very senior ranks. So I was SP of a district when I was just like 27 years old. So Anita was explaining what a district is. So the whole country is divided into states, and
Uh,
states are further divided into districts. So we have a manpower of almost 5 to 6,000 men, and we are responsible for implementing the law and order strategy of the state in that particular district. So basically, crime management and law and order management.
uh,
I've been a cop for almost 15 years now, and I still continue to be a cop, and I love this job.
yeah, cool. And we need to mention that because you're a fellow YouTuber as well. So you have a YouTube channel. What are you doing with your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel called the Police Helpline. So what I do through this YouTube channel is what I realized during my service of 15 years is that people don't really know what their rights are, and if they are in a problem, they don't know whom to approach, which websites to contact, or which numbers to contact. They're actually afraid even to approach a local police station, even if
Hmm.
they are victimized. So I have started this YouTube channel wherein called Police Helpline, wherein I tell people what their rights are and what is a procedure. Like even if you want to just file a complaint, what is the procedure? Can a police station deny registering your complaint? And if they deny, what is the remedy you have? So it's more of creating awareness amongst public about all policing issues. Like if you are victimized, how do you take care of yourself through police?
Yeah. It's a really helpful service, and I think everyone who is watching this, please go to Sunil's YouTube channel and subscribe and say hello to him as well over there. Can you just let us know how the YouTube channel is called again?
It's called Police Helpline, and I will share a link with you,
Yeah,
James, on that. Yeah,
good. So I will put a link into the video as well.
yeah, that'll be great.
So
Thank you.
let's go into the Rapid Rural Transformation projects. How did you hear about it and how did you get connected to that project?
Yeah, so I was actually, going through Sanjay Bhargava's profile, LinkedIn profile, and that's where I came across this link. I got in touch with him,
Hmm.
and gradually I got in touch with Anita Bhargava, and I really felt that this was an amazing idea. I thought I should be a part of it, so I immediately registered it as a volunteer in the group
Yeah.
for RRT. So that's how I came about it because I felt it was a transformational idea.
Yeah. So it's really through LinkedIn that you found this.
Yes.
That's great. It's always fascinating for me to hear where people get connected to it, because I connected to Sanjay as well on LinkedIn before. So LinkedIn is a powerful tool to connect people all over the world. So it's very, very cool.
Yeah, true.
So what is the main topics you want to contribute to the Rapid Rural Transformation Project?
Yeah. So actually, what I have seen is I joined as a cop in a state called Bihar. Bihar is a state, and it's a very underdeveloped state. And I have spent a lot of time working in the rural areas. Of course, most of it was crime management, but I got to see the developmental aspects as well. And that's when I realized, there are a lot of things that need to be done, that can be done, but we just don't know. I'll give an example.
Mm,
Like I was SP of a district, the superintendent of police of a district called Munger. So superintendent of police is basically the police chief of the district. Now, Munger is a district which is a very, very old one, and long back in the historical times, in the pre-British times, a lot of laborers from Afghan and Iraq, basically skilled laborers who could make weapons, pistols and revolvers and weapons, who could make them actually. They were brought here, they were settled here, and then an ordnance factory during those old times was opened, and then they started making all the weapons for those kingdoms there. But after independence, the ordnance factories were closed, and now they are without a job. Now, because they are without a job, what the only thing they know is how to make a pistol. So they start manufacturing these pistols illegally
mm,
and start supplying it across the country, which actually increases the crime rate. Now, now if you look at it, now there are a set of people who know how to make weapons, are very good at the skill work, but we are not able to provide them employment, and because we are not able to provide them employment, they are into criminal activities. Now this is a gap. Now if
mm.
we know that there could be somebody who would be ready to use those skill sets, provide them some skill jobs, then the problem is solved. So
Yeah.
RRT, I look at it, gives me that kind of platform wherein you can Anita, as Anita explained, there are just if you look at it, it's a triangular structure. You have coordinators and volunteers on one side. You have the district collector and MP, those who head the district, the people who take decisions of a district on one side, and then there are the solution providers. So all of them come together, put their minds on a particular problem. Like for example, this particular problem of illegal arms in Munger. Now, if there is a solution provider who would say, no, I would give them jobs, which would require those particular skills. A district collector would say, yes, I'm interested in, transforming my district. And the volunteers who are working within the district and maybe outside the district or even outside the country. So they say that, okay, we will help coordinate the whole activity. Then we have a major problem solved. Most of the crimes across the North India, where there is a murder, it's mainly because of which which you in your side you call it homicide. So it's mainly because of the weapons that come from Munger.
Yeah.
So this is what these are the kind of solutions that RRT provides. Now I was even looking at the life of another collector from from a very there's a district called Naupada in Orissa. Orissa is again a state in India, and it's a very underdeveloped state. Now there is a district called Naupada. The collector there is a tribal, and she knows what the tribal problems are. There is a gap in terms of reach of medical facilities and reach of education, because remote tribal areas, there is no signal whatsoever. Now if you look at it, now we have a problem. The collector is she wants to give that solution to people. Now if you look at solution provider, maybe somebody like Starlink can provide that satcom based communication. We have volunteers, and there could be even solution providers in terms of, say, some education institutions who are ready to take online classes, and even some hospitals who are who may take a basic medical emergencies. And then we have a set of volunteers from the tribal youth from within the district or outside the district who would want to be a part of it. Now we have a problem, and the solution can be solved again using a platform that RRT can give. So that is how I was very, very motivated. I felt that this is what is required because across the country, collectors are actually working, piecemeal. If a collector knows that there is a resource here in terms of solution providers and in terms of innovative solutions and in terms of volunteers, then they would definitely want to use it.
Yeah.
So, so, so this is how I feel, RRT would be transformational, and this is how I want to get involved in this.
Yeah.
So I
Love
have
that.
not selected any broad areas, but I want to almost work on almost every area, where we can bring a change.
Yeah, I love your passion. That's exactly what I believe is what we need in this project is people like you who are saying, I want to contribute, I want to help, and let's find out how I can help with my knowledge, with my network, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, Jen, that is exactly the an idea. I have seen people, those who are not even a part of a government system, those are not part of NGOs, maybe those who are working in software companies, they have some ideas. They want to contribute to the country in some way or the other. Like, look at just Sanjay and Anita. They came back all the way from very settled lives, to India, to give it back to the country. So there are many people like that who want to do it. So
Mm,
RRT, I feel, gives a platform that way.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, what would be your request to people who are watching these videos?
I would say just if you want to contribute to this country, just be a part of RRT. Please, please motivate your collector, or your the political leader of your place to be a part of this great initiative. In fact, I would digress a bit and even tell you about another example called of a district called Kannur in Kerala. Now, I will tell you how RRT, a system like RRT, helped that particular state. Now, Kannur was a district where it was infested with plastic. The collector said, "Okay, let's solve this problem." There were some companies who are, recycle waste plastic. They came up. The schools and colleges joined as volunteers. So now we have colleges and schools as volunteers. We have a company, a private company, which is ready to give solution and recycle it, and the collective wants it. And now Kannur is a plastic-free society. What I'm saying is, anybody who wants to contribute to this country, can be a part of RRT because it's a great initiative. It's a transformational platform where you can get solutions to all your problems. At least most of the problems. Innovative solutions like I have a problem. I may not know the solution, but somebody else, like you mentioned, like somebody in Africa may replicate this idea. So
Mm,
I have a problem. I may get a solution, or I may not get a solution, but maybe somebody else has actually tried this and he has worked it out. So this particular whole, the whole group of solution providers, volunteers, will put their heads, come up with these transformational ideas, most of them pro bono, and that I feel would, we just don't need. It's a very, very, the idea that you need money to change, you need money to transform. I don't think it's really correct. What you need is a well-tailored solution, and it may actually not cost you anything, like the
yeah,
case of Kannur.
yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a very very good perspective because in the end it's about solving the problems, not that everyone is earning money or whatever. It's really about how can we support people to transform their districts and the rural areas and make people happy in that districts, which
Yeah.
I think is a very important part. Super. Sunil, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to talk to you. It was a pleasure having you on the Rapid Rural Transformation documentary.
Thank you, Jens. Thank you so much, and thanks to you to make me a part of this. And you would see, when you visit India, you would see how RRT is changing lives.
Yeah, I'm coming, I promise.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jens. Thank you.